Okay, so today's stream, I am going to be opening up, unboxing, checking out some brand new Playmates Godzilla Kong the New Empire figures. So, quick disclaimer before we begin. I did not get sent what I was supposed to be sent. Playmates changed their Playmates changed what they were going to be sending out at the last second, so I thought I was supposed to be getting like the full set of figures. Ended up only getting like 4 of the figures. One of them is a double. So the show must go on. I'm gonna keep open them up today. So okay. Without any further ado, let's begin. First one, Scar King with Whip Slash. Let's get him out. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there's some tape here. Open this guy up. Let's see. Try to break him out. There we go. It's one arm. Other arm. And then zip tie here. And here we are, Scar King. Man, brand new villain for the movie. King Louie right here, Lanky Kong, or whatever you want to call him. Let's see. Details, honestly, are pretty good for, a Playmates figure, Playmates standards. Looks pretty accurate to the movie, all things considered. Comes with one accessory, this whip slash weapon that he's going to be using in the movie. So you can actually take this off. It's still got some attached to it, actually. They really packed this guy up. Yep, there we go. And this weapon is actually bendy. Like, you can shape it. But really, like, the point is to put it around here. Or, however you want. You can have him hold it, whip Godzilla or somebody, I don't know. Ninja Turtle. But, articulation's pretty decent. I always thought these Kong figures from Playmates were a lot better articulated than the Godzilla ones, which is what we'll be getting to next. So yeah. Next up is Godzilla with Heat Ray. So we get him unboxed. So here he is, pretty glossy. Put his tail piece in. There we go. And now this tail's in, we can put in this battle damage piece. Don't know why, but this is the only one of this set that still has these GBK style battle damage pieces. And for some reason it's a lot harder to get in there than the others. The other ones were soft plastic, this one's like a hard plastic. Really gotta mash it. There we go, that's good enough for now. But it looks pretty much identical to the previous one from Godzilla vs. Kong, the previous movie. This one has like the translucent dorsal plates. This one's got the painted ones. This was made of a bit of a harder plastic. Legs are positioned differently. It's got some different articulation. Arms are more outstretched. But overall, these look like pretty much, similar figures. It also comes with this atomic breath piece. This is different from the GBK one. The GBK one was all rubbery. This one is also hard plastic. See, put it in his mouth. Just pretty much just shove it up in the roof of his mouth, and there you go. It's just your basic Playmates Godzilla, not too much articulation, minimal detail, but if you're just like a little kid or something, or just it's a regular Godzilla figure that's cheap, this should suffice. We're not saying it's like a 10 out of 10 SH Monster Arts High Toys level thing, but it's serviceable for what it is. And then we've got probably the one I'm most excited to open, because it's just the funniest, Suko and Titanus Doug. Well, let me get them open. Starting out with Doug, fat lizard thing that showed up for exactly 2 seconds in Godzilla vs. Kong. He's got articulation in the head and the tail, some of the legs, jaws fixed. This is the first official Doug figure, the only figure of Doug that has been released officially so far. He's just jet black, not really the brown color he was in the movie, but it's a lot more articulated than I thought it was going to be. When I first saw the promo images for this figure, I thought it was just going to be a big nub of plastic, but it actually has some articulation, which I'm happy they did. And gotta love that face on him. So yeah, there's the Titanus Doug figure. Now moving on to the other figure in the 2-pack, we have Suko. A scrappy fighter, as Playmates called him on the back of the box. And he seems to be Kong's young ally in the movie who's going to meet in the Hollow Earth. And I'm surprised at his articulation. He's got like a ball-jointed head, swivel at the waist, like all these different little points of articulation. This is more articulated than any of the other like Kong figures that Playmates released. So I'm honestly pretty surprised with how much they packed into this guy's little Suko figure. He also has this little rock accessory. Just looks like a old like cheese ball or something. I don't know. I'm gonna probably put this in a tub somewhere so it doesn't get lost. So yeah. Next figure. I'm saving the best for last. Shimo with Frostbite Blast. This is the figure I was most excited to open out of any of the others. So let me get her open. And here we have Shimo. This is probably my favorite figure out of the lot. It's bigger than the others. I like how it looks like a turtle. First thing I said when I saw Shimo, like on the toy packaging and stuff, is I thought it looked like a character out of like How to Train Your Dragon or something. And this comes with one accessory, the Frostbite Blast, which, just like Godzilla, you just shove in the top of her mouth. And there you go. Now, unlike the GVK, like, figures, the blast accessories aren't just like a straight line. They also have some, like, overpour coming out from the mouth here. That's cool. I like that, the little attention to detail. And I think, hold on. Yeah, you can stand her up. Make her, like, extremely tall. And here she is next to Godzilla. Like, obviously, she's way taller than he is. And she's going to be way taller in the movie. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to, you know, get the other two in the set. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to do a follow-up video for when I get the other two figures in the set. But honestly, 4 out of 6 ain't bad. And for the figure that I got a double on, I did get another Scar King. So, anybody who's interested in buying a Scar King off me, let me know in the chat. I'll send you an email to, you know, go hit up. And that's not it for today. I do have some other things to show. But I did want to do a few other things with these figures. Maybe go over a bit more of the articulation, compare them to the previous Playmates figures, which I have down here. So, let me just set up the camera real quick. Go down here, and we'll be all set. Okay, bring this closer. This down a little. Okay, here we go. So, I guess I'm going to start off with Godzilla. Like I said, I've already compared already compared this guy to the previous GBK Godzilla, but I didn't compare him to MechZilla. Squeeze him in there. Move him. And obviously gonna have to stand MechZilla up a little. They seem to be in scale, about the same size. Pretty, decent for the both of them. I'd say I like this Godzilla better than the GVK ones. I think this one just has a better look on the spines and on everything else. One thing I did notice, however, get MechZilla out of the way. One thing I did notice is that Godzilla here, his cut off this light, it's a bit blinding. Godzilla here, his jaw is a little like wonky looking. Apparently that's a problem on a lot of these guys, if not most of them. They just have wonky jaws. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But it's not really that big of a deal. I've had to deal with wonky jaws and Godzilla figures before. It's, not a big surprise at all. I guess we can compare Scar King. We could compare him with Kong. So Kong here, I was meant to get the Evolved Godzilla and the Kong with Beast Glove. But, gotta love that wanky jaw action. Yeah. But, the Kong is very... Yeah, Kong seems to be, scale pretty well. I think Scar King is supposed to be shorter than Kong in the movie, which is kind of funny considering how he's the main villain. Usually they make their villains taller than the heroes, but oh well, I guess that's what Shimo's for. We already seen that she's going to be bigger than Godzilla, so yeah. Then we got these guys, Suko and Doug, because why not? Gotta compare them to somebody. And I figure just put a skull crawler in there, because the skull crawler from GVK is obviously a lot bigger than they are. But even if Doug is supposed to be one of the smaller Titans, he is actually pretty big. Apparently he's actually 30 meters tall, which is half the size of the original Godzilla from '54. So yeah. And then after that, of course, we have Shimo. We'll take the effect part out of her mouth. Alright, so we got Shimo. And I figured, why not compare Shimo to MechZilla as well, considering how they're both simultaneously the worst kept secrets in the MonsterVerse. Yeah, both of these guys were supposed to be secrets, but as we can tell, toy companies do not give a crap about secrecy in movies. And it started with MechZilla, Playmates leaks, Shimo was no different. We got our first look at Shimo through a Call of Duty event, which was weird, but we got our first look of her as a toy in the GXK figures, the little keychain, the nano metal fig things by Jada Toys. And I personally really like the design of Shimo. I think it's probably the coolest looking original monster we've had in a while, in pretty much any Godzilla media, in my opinion. Yeah, as you can see, she towers over MechZilla. Yeah. She's huge. I'm pretty excited to see what her and Scar King are going to do against Godzilla and Kong in the movie. It's also been a while, if ever, since that we've had an ice-powered Titan. So, like an ice-powered monster in the Godzilla series. So honestly, I think ice powers are really cool in pretty much anything. So to see a big kaiju have them is also something that I like a lot. But yeah, those are the GXK figures from Playmates. Like I said, I'll have to do a follow-up video. I'm gonna have to do it like I said, I'm gonna have to do a follow-up video when I get the last two figures. I'll probably go to Walmart or Target sometime in the future and pick those last two up. I've seen them in the store recently, so they shouldn't be too hard to find. But seeing as we've only been here for like 20 minutes, it's a good thing that I have a few other things in store. So let me get this area cleaned up a bit, and we can go over that stuff. Okay. Oh, my mistake there. Alright. We have a couple Funko Pops to take a look at, Godzilla related. First of all, I did release a video on this guy, but for anybody who didn't see that, we have MechZilla. Here he is in the box. I'm going to get him out shortly. Here he is. Nice, shiny, metallic looking. Looks a lot like the original MechGodzilla from '74. And conveniently, I have a Godzilla Funko Pop right here on my desk, so I figured why not, show him too. But yeah, he's about the same size as the other ones. This guy is definitely like a lot more detailed. It looks a lot like the one from the movie. I'll give them that. Snout was a little short, but I've gotten used to that. But yeah, I am very happy with how this figure turned out. So I really hope they do more like classic Godzilla stuff in the future with Funko Pops, because with seeing how well MechGodzilla turned out, that is, it gets me pretty excited for what we could be seeing in the future. And continuing from there, we have the Target Con 2024 exclusive Kong from Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. And I got this one a couple weeks ago. Open him up. Here he is. It's Kong. And I think this is a really cool looking Kong figure. He's very shiny. The other Kong I have from the GVK line is a lot more, has like a matte finish. But the Funko Pops, both of these today are exclusives. The MechGodzilla is a Entertainment Earth exclusive. The Kong is a Target exclusive. He has the axe from Godzilla vs. Kong and the Beast Glove from Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. Really cool looking figure. I really enjoy this pop a lot. Probably one of the best out of the Godzilla line they've made. He looks mad. Yeah. He looks really mad at something. Probably, either Godzilla or one of these new villains. I know this axe is going to be appearing like shortly in the movie, but considering he's getting this new weapon, I don't know if it's going to end well for this axe right here. If I had to guess, it's probably going to end up being broken by one of the main villains, and he's like how Thor's hammer did in Ragnarok or something. Okay. And that's pretty much it for the Funko Pops. But I do have 3 other figures I want to show before I end today's stream. 2 are from Playmates. 1 is from Jada Toys. I'm going to have to get this whole place cleaned off. Because you already know, because these are some big figures. And almost there. Okay. Now, let me get the camera back over here. Okay. Yep, there we go. And position the camera. Cut this light back on. Okay. Now, I'm going to begin with the giant Godzilla Evolved by Playmates. This guy is huge. It's a giant Godzilla Evolved. So you'd think it's supposed to be huge. He's got articulation in the legs, the feet. He's got the tail, the arms, and the jaw. And I really like this guy. I think it looks pretty cool. It's cool that Playmates is finally giving these giant figures, jaw articulation. And I'm pretty happy with how that figure turned out. I think it's definitely better than the last giant Godzilla they did in the Godzilla vs. Kong line. He was blue for some reason. No idea why they did that, but okay. And I don't just have Godzilla, I also have Giant Kong. So, Kong, he has articulation in the ball joint in the head, articulation in the shoulders, the forearms, the wrists, the legs, the ankles. And the funny thing is, these giant figures are pretty much just 12-inch versions of the figures that I was supposed to be getting today. These are pretty much just giant versions of the 6-inch ones that I was supposed to be getting, which is really funny if you think about it. But yeah, I really like these two figures. I think they look really cool. There's a giant Scar King out there too. I'm gonna have to get him eventually if I find him. I haven't found him anywhere yet. And this next one is gonna take a little bit of preparation. So I'm sure if you heard that, and if you're familiar with, Godzilla toys and stuff, you already know what that is. I'm gonna cut out some lights. Cut out some lights. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, as I'm sure you already know by now, this is the Jada Toys Heat Ray Godzilla Evolved. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorite figures in my whole collection, just because of how cool it is. It's been a while since we've had like a nice, gimmicky, fun kaiju toy like this. I've just been gushing about this thing ever since I got it. As you can see, he's remote control. That's always nice to see. Well, look, he left. He's not interested in this. That is a very, very fun figure. I really, really like it. Look at this thing. Look. You can make him do that. I mean, could you ask for more? This is one of the best kaiju toys. Like, this is an action figure. This is an adult collectible. This is a toy, and I'm fine with calling it that because it's just so cool. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to show off today in terms of, figures. Let me get everybody lined up here. They have like one nice final ending shot before we end this stream. Godzilla has left the building. Yeah. He just walked out. He wasn't interested in the conversation. But yeah. Honestly, I think my favorites out of all these figures today that I showed off are probably either the Shimo figure, the MechZilla Funko Pop, or the remote control Godzilla by Jada Toys. I just really like all three of those. And like I said, when I find those other two in stores, I will make a follow-up video. Who knows? Maybe you might see some videos with these guys later down the line. Let me pan out the camera. One nice final ending shot. That's going to be all for today, folks. MechZilla74 out. See.